So happy Mother's Day to all of us. Yeah. And that's going to unfold as this talk progresses. But today, we are planting the seeds that will support the harvest of a whole new humanity, a whole new world. And that sounds like a really big order, but it is. But that's why. That is exactly why we are here in this time, in this space, on this planet. Not just in this room, but on this planet. We are not here by accident. I don't believe in accidents. We're not here by accident. We are here because when we were in unformed state, that's before we were born, we were just pure energy. We still are pure energy, but we said, pick me, please pick me to express as a human. And please pick me and allow me to wear this earth suit so I can be on this planet at this time. Maybe some of you didn't know, but you did that. And maybe you did. And maybe you didn't. But that's what I believe we all did. I truly do. Because we're not here by accident. And I think that's what we did. And that's exactly how I think it happened. Or maybe it's not, but I believe it is. But something took place before we were incarnated. However it happened, we are here now. And we are here. I believe we are here for a purpose. We are standing at the precipice right now of something pretty big. In fact, we're in the middle of this entire shift in energies. That is, we've been talking about it for at least 12, 14 years. The shift in consciousness that is coming, and I believe it is here right now. Everything is shifting. Everything is changing. And that's our purpose here today. Being a part in hastening this leap in evolution. We can either plant seeds that are part of this hastening, or we can plant seeds that prolong chaos and confusion. We get to decide how we're going to show up, especially right here, right now. This is a new paradigm, a whole new consciousness. And we are the ones who are ushering it in with our lights, with our entire being. I truly believe that we chose to be here at this time for that reason. And there's a wonderful adage from the I Ching. Before the beginning of great brilliance, there must be chaos. Always out of chaos comes great brilliance. We might think about times in our lives where it's been chaotic, confused, really painful. And out of that, keeping our minds and our hearts open to divine guidance, incredible brilliance took place in our lives. And thereby affecting everybody, because there's only one. So as we celebrate motherhood on this special day, it is my desire that we call forth the divine feminine energy from us, from all of us. Realizing the healing energies, the readings were perfect, the healing energy of the divine feminine is needed right here, right now. It's needed to take us forward in this evolutionary journey that we are all on. And that energy is available to us and through us. That healing energy is us, whether we are male or female. The divine feminine energy is not gender specific, right? In our teachings we say there's no gender in God. There is both masculine, feminine. It's a very spiritual idea that we learn about the creative process. We're going to talk about this today. But it's all a part of us. And it gives birth This divine energy gives birth to our creativity, to our thoughts, to our ideas. We are creating. We are creative beings because the infinite is a creative force of energy. All it does is create life and more life. So that's Mother's Day on this spiritual perspective, which we're going to get to later on. But in the U.S., the origins of Mother's Day, the origins of Mother's Day are varied in different cultures. It's very ancient. It's also in the United States, which is where we are. It stems, at least in part, from the efforts of a woman by the name of Julia Ward Howard, the author of the words to the Battle of the Hymn of the Republic. And she came up with the idea of International Mother's Day. The thing, and that was in 1872, and the thing to point out, though, is that her objective behind this day was to celebrate peace. Peace. She was a peace activist coming out of the Civil War. And Marianne Williamson wrote this about motherhood. Mother's Day, not motherhood. Mother's Day. Mother's Day started when mothers, she says, from the South who lost their son during the Civil War joined with the mothers from the North who lost their sons in the war, trying to inspire women of the world to stop war altogether. Would be nice. Let's make Mother's Day, Marianne continues, a day when we all stand for peace, beginning with where we stand within ourselves. And that's the question of the day. Where do we stand within ourselves? Are we experiencing peace? The peace divine within our very beingness. And if we are, it can truly alter so much violence. And it must begin, and we hear this all the time, but it's true. It is an inside job. It must begin within ourselves. If we want peace in the world, there must be peace in your heart, peace in your very beingness. Or else there will never be peace on this planet. With all the chaos that is taking place, we can choose to let it bring us down, or we can stand up and shine our lights brightly. That is our choice. Not to let all of this media stuff and social media and news and everything that is like soaking us, immersing us in all of these ideas of what's going on and this is happening and fear, and still be the peace. At the same time, all of this is going on. That's the strength. That's what we were born to do at this particular time. I want to quote the definition that Ernest Holmes uses in the glossary of his Science of Mind book. This is how we define the feminine principle as the universal soul. In people, it is the subconscious intelligence. The universal soul has been called the womb of nature and the Holy Mother because it is receptive to spirit and is impregnated with divine ideas. It gives birth to the ideas of spirit and is therefore the feminine principle in nature. In our creative process, which is what that is, and like I say, that's us in the middle. We're all joyful people. But that is it, that circle. And the feminine is right in the middle. It is that part, that soul, that law, that takes what spirit thinks and thinks, and just brings it forth into instant manifestations. It's all one. It's all within that circle. So I don't want to fill your head with a bunch of lots of this information, but rather I want us to have an experience of the healing energy of the divine feminine. Because it is only when we can heal our own wounds that we can birth mothers of a new era. that we can give birth to a new way of being. So here's the paradox, and there is one in New Thought, about healing. In New Thought, there is nothing to heal, right? We are already whole, complete, and perfect. There is nothing to be healed except the divine to be revealed. That's true. That's absolute truth. So I ask you this morning, no, but it certainly feels that there are things within us and in the world that need to be healed. Remember, we are spiritual beings. Consciousness is eternal. We are spiritual beings, but we are human. We're having this human experience in these vessels. And so there looks like a lot of emotions, a lot of physical, a lot of, intellectual emotions that could use a little healing. So I ask you this morning, where in your heart do you feel there is a need for healing? Perhaps you tell me that the healing you desire to have is in your body, in your relationships, in your finances, and those are all outside. Those are outside circumstances. Yes. Those are outward manifestations. The real healing that I would like us to do is taking place within our own hearts. Because that's where the origin of those wounds is coming from. It's not coming from out here, it's coming from inside of us. Thoughts are creative. I remember doing for myself so much work around my heart, which was completely closed down. Maybe some of you can relate to this. As children, we learn as children, even as adults, this is a way of protecting ourselves. And ironically, my own heart was shut down. It's still healing. It's come a long way. But it was shut down because of an abusive mother. So happy Mother's Day. And that's fine, because that was part of the birthing of making each one of us, if you had that, into who we are. And if you had a loving mother, that's even greater. That's wonderful. I had to redefine Mother's Day in order to celebrate Mother's Day. And what I celebrate is this channel through which I was given birth. So because I had this mother, I was allowed to come into life. And that's what I celebrate on Mother's Day. I celebrate life, because I love life. Life with all its ups, downs, and craziness, and I still love it. You knock me down and I'm gonna pop right back up again, like whack-a-mole. It's just the way it is. That's what I always think of. So I ask you again, where is there someplace in your being that maybe you're hurt, anger, frustration, upset? Doesn't have to be around your mother. Disease. Where are you not at peace? Could we lay that burden, whatever it is, could we lay it on the altar of the divine feminine to let it be healed here today, this morning? And I want us to do that today. And if you feel like I have anything to heal, I am perfect in every way, I'm so filled with joy in every single aspect of my life, there could be a time when you're not. So this is something that you can relate to. You're a human being. So, stuff happens, but stuff passes. So this morning I would like for us to do a little healing. I'm sure that we each have memories, deep, profound memories, and a healing experience of love, of the divine feminine. It may or may not have come from your mother, but mothers were able to do that. Others were not. But I am sure that we were able to have someone in a moment touch upon us so that we felt completely embraced with love, caring, support, compassion, and protection, that we just melded right into it. And perhaps it came from our mothers, or perhaps from a friend, a lover, a parent, a father, another, a total stranger. It could be that moment. For myself, I know most of my profound healing of my heart came from the family of choice. And a lot of it comes from being in a spiritual community, from my children, the unconditional love that I feel. And what I want to say is it's never too late if you have not been able to relax into the state of love. It is never too late. I was 67 when I felt secure enough to allow myself to relax into a relationship that I felt completely safe, unconditionally loved. And what a gift, what a healing gift it is when we can open our hearts and not feel threatened. Wow, I didn't even know that was possible till I was 67. So it's never too late. Maybe some of us still have a ways to go before our hearts are healed. Whatever it is, I want you to go back to that place in your mind's eye, just for a moment, where you felt maybe a lot of chaos, a lot of not love. And I invite you to close your eyes just for a moment. And if you absolutely do not have a memory of ever having that kind of experience, let this moment be that experience. Drink in this moment, right here, right now. This room is filled with love. I can feel the love in this room. It is filled with the energy of the divine feminine, moving in and through and as each and every one. And now bring whatever place in your heart that is in need of a healing to this feeling of love, to this mental experience, and simply place it on the altar of the divine feminine. And watch it dissolve. Dissolve in the fire of the divine. Just take a breath and just breathe that in. Any discomfort, anything from the past. Because here and now is this divine loving energy that is moving through each and every one of us, guiding us to let it go and to relax into the safety of the love that is here right now. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. Mothers come. Mothers come in all shapes and sizes. Some are the embodiment of the divine feminine, and some others not so much. But most are somewhere in between. None of them were perfect. Most of them made many mistakes, which I really don't believe in mistakes. They're all lessons, but same mistakes. But then, who among us has not made a mistake or had this opportunity for a lesson? We all do. That's how we learn. It's how we evolve. It's how we grow. There's nothing wrong with it. That's why I don't like that word, mistake. And we each have our own relationships with our mothers. Whether they are embodied right now or not, doesn't make a difference. They're part of who we are, like it or not. Sometimes I feel my mother like hanging around, following me around, like she just won't leave me. But it's part of who we are. And it's not bad, it's good, it's very good. So regardless of our relationship with our mothers, she gave us a gift that is priceless, absolutely beyond words. Because she gave us this gift of life. We were birthed into this human realm. That's a gift. Because we could not be here right now. We wouldn't see each other. There's probably many, I don't see spirits, there's probably many floating around the room not in form, but we are here in form, having this human experience. Remember earlier I said that the soul cried, begged, pleaded to enter this world. Well, I also believe that there was another soul who was standing by and said, let me be the one to bring you in. Let me be the one to bring you in an agreement, if you will, before we came into form. So today, we will bring the quality of the divine feminine into play around our own mothers as we offer words of gratitude and thanksgiving for giving us life, the gift of life. And so right now, I'd like to close this by doing a affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment. So I ask you to join me as we just breathe in this loving, divine energy as it flows through each and every one of us, filling us in this moment with unconditional love, a beautiful love that's uplifting, that's empowering, that's healing. For the love of God is the only true, unconditional love that exists. No conditions in the divine. No conditions whatsoever. Only this loving energy that creates all life in its every form and has forever and will forever. It is eternal divine consciousness, divine perfection, wholeness. That love is the healing balm of all misconceived ideas. And so we unite and unify with this infinite loving energy because it is the truth of our being. We are in true consciousness, spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings. We are loving beings. The divine feminine is the doer in our life. It allows us to birth ideas, to move in a way in life that is absolutely, absolutely so productive, so healing, so empowering. So each and every one of us today, the truth within us recognizes the words spoken of the truth of love within. Each and every one, divinely inspired, uplifted, empowered. I give thanks for this opportunity of birthday. This is a day of birth, of this day of birth, to give thanks with everyone, to absolutely be in such a state of gratitude, to be a light, a love, a peace in this world. And so with that knowing, with that absolute heart overflowing with gratitude, I release this word into the powerful, powerful soul of the law, in the divine principle, where this word is made manifest in such beautiful ways in each and everyone's life. I give thanks for this. I know this is true, and I say, and so it is.